Alright, people, here we are, finally back for the recap of the Miku Mongus and the FDL. Now, it's been a long time, and Scarlet and Violet are right upon us. Now, for a while, I was overseas, I was traveling, and then came back to work, and I've just been on the grind and just tired every day, so I haven't gotten around to making this. But with Scarlet and Violet coming up and my procrastination nearing its end, I've decided to just compile all of the recaps into one now that the series is pretty much over. So let's start back where we left off at week 2. So at this point, we're facing off against the Pillow Swines. Now, looking at our nice, beautiful pink team over here, what does well? They've got a lot of powerful monsters. They got Garchomp, Zeraora, Lele, Melmetal. They got a Mega Slowbro down here. All these OU powerful mons. Now, obviously, they're going to bring Chomp, Zeraora, Melmetal, Mega Slowbro. If you're going to draft a Mega, you may as well bring it. So I'm pretty sure we brought, standard set Mew, Clef, Nidoking in case we need to deal with Lele, probably Scarf. Venusaur and Torkoal also do pretty well versus their team, not gonna lie. Same with, I don't know about Feraligatr too much because it's kind of going for the sun, you know what I mean. Scarm, excellent switch in for Chomp, and Melmetal as long as it doesn't have Thunder Punch. But let's get into the battle. So, they did a pretty nice job team building. Looks like they're pretty well prepared. Let's see what happens here. So, lead Torn. They're pretty scared of potential Scarf, Thunderbolt, or Ice Beam coming their way. Switch out in a Mel, takes 16%. You can tell right off the bat that thing has to be AV. I mean, it takes 16%. Go for the Fire Blast. Spadef Scarm eating it. Well, I don't know if that's Spadef Scarm, honestly, but I mean, it ended up pretty well. But they had to have something to hit it. Roost back up to full, very excellent. Getting the most out of the turn. Out on the Torkoal to get the sun up. There's the knock to get rid of the Heat Rock. Fair enough. There goes a taunt to prevent rocks. Okay. Parting Shot. Incineroar doing what it does best. Out comes the Slowbro into a body press. Does absolutely nothing. At this point, Babui on him comes in. As Incineroar is able to come back out. Dragon Dance up to get the +1 speed, but the Parting Shot. Now, this Parting Shot comes through very clean here because at this point we Mega Evolve, go for the Solar Beam on him, and because we're -1 attack, it is not able to kill. How unfortunate. Out comes the Incineroar once again. At least they got good ship on the Slowbro though, and the Zard is still at 100%. Knockoff does a heck of a lot, gets rid of the leftovers. Future Sight attack is able to use it up. Go for a Soft Bolt on this thing. Out into Venusaur. So that's one Scald, no burn. You guys will see what I mean in a minute. So go for the knock. Take off the magnet. Okay. That does fit. Okay, oh, it was a crit, that's why. Blaze Kick, even with the Sun Boost, it's not going to do anything to a Torkoal. So, free rocks? Aw, man. I wonder if, did rocks matter too much? They probably didn't. Because you already got the spike up, you're already getting residual. May as well get some chip on this thing, I guess. For Venusaur to come through, hopefully. Go for the nice poison jab, get it poisoned. 10% chance to poison, and they got it first try. In comes the Scarm. Go for a nice slack off. And now out comes the Incineroar to threaten it out. Get up another layer of spikes for that Chomp. So Flare Blitz comes through. Whirlwind out. Zeraora coming and taking some more chip. It is not boots. So I think with one more turn of spikes, it's dead. So, ooh, nice. Coming on the Plasma Fist. Hello. Ice Beam to get rid of it. Yeah, sack it off. So at this point, though, the Melmetal or Incineroar can easily come in. These are their two walls. They're what? No, they got a Slowbro. They got a pretty bulky team overall. Parting Shot out. In comes the Torn. Go for the Taunt to prevent Roost. That's fair. Get a little bit of leftovers recovery still. Get one Hurricane off, 25%. Iron Head. Crit. Yet another crit. I'm so sorry. Hurricane once again. Into another Iron Head. and into another hurricane. They hit that one that time. Wasn't that 2 crits in a row? Good grief, man. Absolutely crazy. This thing's almost dead. Out comes Melmetal. Go for a Sludge Wave, immune. Yeah, I mean, if you're Scarf. Double Iron Bash. Still is able to survive. I think Melmetal should still out. Torkoal's so freaking slow, man. That's what I'm saying. So this thing is able to come in though. So that thing took 63%. So I've got a calc here. So let's see. So for Weather Ball to do that little, are they max? Look at that. That's crazy. So how much did that do? 63. Okay, yeah, we needed a bit of. They had to have been max, I think. Assault Vest specifically for that because let's see, 54, 21, 79. I think probably won here at this point, just about. Or if not, you know, they could have stalled out the sun until they brought in something faster, but most of their team would have been gone. So that's the max coming through on that Melmetal there. In comes the Dragon Claw. I gotta believe they were max investment on this thing. Well, then again, they had knockoff, and it did a lot. I don't know if they were a mix set. I didn't see the set, so they might not have been max. Who knows? Or I mean, max special attack on Venusaur. Here comes the bulk up game here. So take some more spikes. Garchomp is getting close to dead. So at this point, 2 bulk ups in. And as we all know, Mega Slowbro is a pain. Can't be crit. Up to +3 now. So this was another Scald. So I think that's... Well, technically though, they're not all in a row. But I think that's 2 total Scalds this battle. It hasn't burned. Alright, there's 3. Get another Softball off. There's 4. Poison still racking up. Get up to +6. That's 5 Scald, no burn. Another Softball into the Slack off. EQ only doing 39. That's crazy. That's 6, right? That's crazy. I think I calced it. And there's a Hurricane miss. That's very unfortunate. EQ doing absolutely nothing at this point. At this point, as soon as that thing went down, it was crazy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, unless I missed, could be anywhere from like a 16% chance to like an 8% chance of all those Scalds not burning. Absolutely crazy. Now, in the next game, alright, so this time we're going up against 28 cards of Uno up our you-know-what. And originally their background was white, but I think I like the contrast better with it being a black background. Either way, going up against Torn T once again, or well, this time it's Tornadus Therian, that is. Galarian Slowking, very similar to the second game, actually. And, so they got Obstagoon, Kyurem, lots and lots of threats here. Mega Gallade, Excadrill, Tapu Fini. Looking versus our team, I think Megazard X could be very powerful once Tapu Fini's gone. Venusaur, Venusaur's tough with the Galarian Slowking and the Tornadus, honestly. And then Mew, Clefable. I think Feraligatr could put in a little bit of work versus them. It's just the Fini, honestly. But you kind of have to bring Venusaur for Fini. It's just like, you basically have to put a chink in the armor with something and then try to sweep. Alright, so this was the first game of week 2, but game 3 overall. Let's see what happens. Lots of things going on in the chat there. So, lead taunt. That's standard. Get the knockoff. Another crit on these knocks. That's absolutely insane. They return the favor with a knock into Moonblast. The knockoff did just as much as the Moonblast. I think that just goes to show how much more Spadef Torn T has, I think. Which, you know, is why a lot of times we're on to Assault Vest. Alright, gets up some rocks into Rock Tome. Fair enough. Into the Rapid Spin. Now let's see, this thing is 94 versus 40. You guys will see just how much faster this thing is than Torkoal in a bit. Going for the Cosmic Power Demon Mew set this time, as they once again go for Rock Tome. That way the Finny will be faster than them on the following turn. So +2, and they see that coming and they decide to switch out on a potential taunt. This time this thing's taunted, so can't get up rocks if it has. I think this thing might have rocks, or oh no, wait. Well, they haven't shown it on either of these yet. But do knock off the leftovers, the only form of recovery for Tapu Fini. This thing is whirlpooled, however, and taunted, so it's kind of a sitting duck at this point. So Clef goes down, trusty Clef. In comes in Venusaur with googly eyes. Sludge Bomb. Ooh, look at that chip. And another poison, though I think that's 30% chance to poison versus the 10% from poison jab. Out comes the U-turn into Big Boy Kyurem. Now that Clef is gone, Kyurem is much more of a threat, but this time it's revealed to be a sub DD set with Icicle Spear. But we do still have leftovers, and we have Body Press, so they see that that's a battle they can't win. So go for the Roost, and yeah, you're not going to want to get anything happen to Skarm there, so go out and Demon Mew once again. Rock Tome so that Finny's faster. And they see that coming, so go out into Torkoal. Take more rocks, though, that's unfortunate. And you lost your... Oh wait, no, they haven't lost their Heat Rock yet, I don't think. Surf does heck of a lot. Rapid Spin, it's not going to do much, but it will at least get rid of the rocks for the Charizard. Out comes Carkol once again. Now they get their own rocks, but they can just Rapid Spin those away if they want. Get even faster. Body Press does a heck of a lot, can't get burnt. Go for some rocks, Rapid Spin, nice play. So at this point you're +2, but they are still 1.5 times. So they are still going to be faster, of course, even after that. Assuming, I need to work on my mental math, but that's like 188 versus 120. So, oh no, it's not 188, it's not times 2, it's 94 times 1.5, which is 144, and this is only 120, so that's why. Yup. So even at this point, they are still, of course, faster. I don't think they're running speed, it's just a difference in overall speed, and with the overall speed on this guy being higher, the more that this is increased. You guys know how math works. Alright. So Wagugas comes out as Torkoal's now gone. Sun is gone for good. As there goes the Flame Body. They really needed... Now, for those of you that don't know, Burn still affects Body Press. So it's not going to be doing nearly as much as it would to Kyurem. So I'm not even sure if Kyurem would lose. I think it might beat Skarm at this point. Go for the taunt so it can't do anything. I think personally, might have just Brave Birded there, but then again, you are burned, and you do want to get rid of those rocks if you can. I guess they probably, they hadn't revealed Taunt at that point. Let me see, Taunt. Good grief, man. 3 Taunters. They really wanted to prevent a defog to keep the rocks up for Zard, so good on them. Good counter teaming. Another Taunt goes off. Into the knock to get rid of the recovery. Go for Brave Bird, do 39%. Yeah, I wonder the second time though if it would have been better to go for Brave Bird because you knew they were going to taunt and get some more chip off on it. This thing goes for Dragon Dance at this point. Finally able to get a defog off. Now the taunt has been shook off so that Zard at least has a chance. But as you can see, it's 5 Mons versus... well, Mew and Charizard are both at full, but I mean, this thing is getting a +3. Yeah, so if they hadn't gotten a burned, then this Skarm would have been doing a lot more. Would have been easily been able to take out the Gallade in like 2 hits, and then would have taken out the Kyurem much faster. But of course, as we all remember, from the previous game, we kind of did deserve that burn after not getting burned all those times with Scald. And Mew really has to pay his penance here for the injustice it did versus, or rather the deal with the Hax Devil of Pokemon that it made. So it's having to get flinched twice in a row. That's fair. Zard comes out, but this thing is just able to do way too much. Could have been able to take it out there, but they only got 3 hits. And the Charizard can't even take it out. 5-0. Alright, people. So here for, I believe, week 4 overall. The second game, week 2, I believe, versus the Zangoons. Now, at this point, I was somewhere around the Amalfi Coast, and I was able to try to catch part of this game at least. Most of it, I had to go get some food like halfway through. But at this point, we traded in a lot of our smaller mons. I don't think we got the Aerodactyl yet. That was near the end. But we did get the Porygon 2 at this point because we wanted something to be able to take the special attacks. We kept bringing up the idea of Alolan Muck, but eventually I think we decided on Porygon 2 because it also really dealt with Spectre that would be coming in the next week. So Porygon 2 with its special defensive investment and its Eviolite is easily able to come in on Lando, recover up, do all that Ice Beam, Sheer Force with the Trace, and take it out, no problemo. Mega Scizor can't do a whole lot to our Sun team here, and but the big threats could be Seismitoad, Greninja, Scarf Togekiss, you know, stuff like that. Victini as well, Scarf Victini in the Sun. So they lead Uxie, of course. You know, if you're gonna bring an Uxie, you should probably lead it. Go with Stealth Rock or something like that. But they actually go for the Trick the Choice Scarf. But rocks are at least up for potential Togekiss, get Chip on Lando, or Victini as well. They do miss a Thunder Wave, so we're like, ooh, we got pretty lucky there, not gonna lie. So switch out into Toad, as they can probably get up their rocks. We are scarfed on Torkoal. That's a huge problem for Torkoal, but it can at least still come in and get the Sun, though it's not going to be for 8 turns. Body Press, as this is revealed to at least be, we don't know what it is, but we know that it's not Boots and it's not Leftovers. So I'm like, well, I feel like they have to be Scarf. So I was like, well, they could go for Flamethrower or Air Slash, predicting either one of these to come out, though we weren't sure. But they actually went ahead and went for the double Trick here, now removing Porygon's Eviolite. Now this is a huge deal because it's already taken Rocks at 88. If it comes in again, it's going to be at, what's that, 76? And then Earth Power from Lando is going to be doing a lot more, so this is not a very good position for us. They missed Air Slash, so we would have been at an even lower point if they had actually hit that. Unfortunate for them, they could have also flinched us right there. Bring out the Hariyama, which can easily absorb a hit with its massive HP. Now it's back out in the Chimney Swift to try to get the Sun back out to at least try to do something. Lando's going to come out as in comes Skarm because we don't want to take Earth Power or anything else. They actually reveal Gravity, and at this point we're like, oh snap, this thing could easily just sweep us at this point. I was shaking a lot during this moment because I'm like, okay, well at least let's use up a couple turns of Gravity, throw away our Porygon because now that it's the Violet's gone, it's the weakest member basically. Can't do much with a Choice Scarf. At least Torkoal can set up the Sun. So at this point, go for the Dragon Dance. Now, we do have knockoff on this thing, but I don't think it would have done nearly enough. And it probably wouldn't have been worth this Uxie going for a foul play on us. So, decided to get the heck out of there. As they go for the foul play, doesn't do a lot. Needed this thing to take some more chip. The U-turn out, so they're going to take more rocks as Toad comes back in. Go for a nice little rapid spin, but this thing is just going to try to get him the rocks back up. Go back out into Skarm as they actually go for a Rain Dance. Interesting strategies. They go for the rocks, Whirlwind out into Togekiss. So it's already lost its Choice Scarf. Now it's paralyzed the Skarm, which is very unfortunate. I think what we're going to go for default, get a flinch on top of that. Very difficult to break through the para flinch, so you want to get the heck out of there. Get the Sun up. So at least Toad can't sweep or anything like that. Give Venusaur a potential to at least do something. Now in this case, you do not want to go for the growth here because if we went for growth, I mean, it was pretty much a dub at that point, just about. I'm not sure if +2 weather ball would have killed Landorus or not, but would have taken 2 rock switch-ins, and everything else would have probably died after rocks. So really needed to get rid of that. Hariyama comes in. It's going to eat up any hit now that it's not +2, it's just neutral. Is able to get a little bit of Rocky Helmet chip on this thing. It is fire, sun boosted fire punch. Go for the defog. Now I kind of wonder if it would have been better to keep the rocks up for the Victini, and just go for damage or Brave Bird or Roost or something. Go for the Whirlwind. Able to break through that. Breaking through that paralysis was huge because it allows Landorus not to be able to abuse all those turns of gravity. This thing's able to get its rocks back up, because that's the thing. We know that Toad's gonna be able to get its rocks back up eventually, and the Torkoal is what's it called? It can't get the rocks up anymore. Of course, I think in that moment, I was also rooting for rocks myself. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, get rid of the heat rock. So that did 54. I don't know if it would have been better to Dragon Dance there or not and then go for knock, but would have been in the same position it was before, so may as well not risk it. I could take some more chip. Bring back out Wilgugas Jr. as you're just able to knock out and get rid of it. That way this thing stays pretty full to close health. Scarf Victini, able to U-turn out and get some chip. Dragon Dance up, you can go for Psychic Fangs on this thing, no problem. Fake out, get a little bit more residual chip. There's the Psychic Fangs. And at this point, it looks like we're not in that bad of a position yet. You get Speed Tie with Victini, Landorus, and then Seismitoad, but they actually reveal themselves to be the Rindo Berry and survive. And that's pretty unfortunate. If we could have gotten that Leaf Blade crit, could have come through, but it would have just been more hacks. We would have rather just killed it. But good on them for prepping for it, because they saw it coming, because we used that in the first week versus the Rotom, if you remember. Get up to +1. Go for the Earth Power. Into Crunch. So at this point, I'm pretty sure it came down to a Speed Tie here. Of course, I mean, hey, I don't remember the exact stats on this thing, but I had to assume it was Jolly. And I'm pretty sure I calced that +1 Tough Claws Crunch had a pretty good chance to, it was like 99 min or something like that versus Victini. So, and then you could have Flare Blitzed the Lando at 1. But at this point, now that that's that, Venusaur just comes in and is going to get recreated. But you know, we already got plenty of hacks with that that one game missing all those burns from Scald, so it is what it is. Alright people, so here's our next game. So, going up against the Sus Vipers. So, what's this now? Is this the 5th game, I believe? So, here's that Spectre I was talking about that we got the Porygon for. Urshifu Single Strike, absolutely devastating. Mega Diancie, Spectre, just a team loaded with X. Toxapex, gotta be kidding me. Rotom Heat, y'all all remember that early Sword and Shield. In this case, what does well? You know, you got the Clef for the Single Strike. Of course, Banded Poison Jab Ryanhead is going to be doing a number on it. Nidoking, you definitely want the Porygon to try to counter the Spectre. Nidoking could hit like Celesteela and Toxapex. Venusaur, how do you win with Venusaur? It's kind of tough with the Rotom Heat, but if you can get everything chipped down, it'd be a potential win there. Alright, so let's see what happened here. So, lead off with the Rotom Heat. You know, I always say Rotom is one of those universal leads. You know, you can just lead off with it, do anything you want to, kind of prevent things like rocks. Well, that's more so the wash form, but I think the heat form applies as well versus the Skarmory. So they go for the Volt Switch out into Pex. So this time we're going for the Trick Choice Scarf. Nice. And they knock off the Black Sludge, so we don't even take chip. Of course, it would have been nice to also have tricked the Black Sludge onto something else, but it's okay. Dragon Dance up as they go for the Volt Switch. Resisted hit still does 17. Pretty insanio. So +1 EQ, not boosted by Tough Claws, but still does a lot. Bird Up is now poisoned. Oh, and they brought Feraligatr. Nice. Still had Feraligatr at this point, yeah, because we didn't get Aerodactyl yet until like the end. So out comes Pex, Roost Up. Yeah, I think the trades were until week 3, and this is still week 3. So Clef comes out as Rotom Heat comes in. Another Volt Switch. Diancie, the Crown Jewel. Teleport out into Nidoking, nice and powerful. That thing can't touch Nidoking really well, so it goes for some nice rocks. Probably going to defog here. Ooh, Overheat. Quad resisted by Zard. Though the poison's racking up. Yeah, Roost Up and then try to bring it in on a later date. Yeah, you want to get the heck out of here. Don't want to take more poison for no reason. 13%. Skarm comes out versus, I don't know, Diamond Storm. Yep. Ooh, and there's the defense raise. Yeah, Mystical Fire is definitely going to take that thing out. It's powerful. Another Diamond Storm. +3 now. Dragon Dance up. I think this thing's faster now. Yeah, Liquidation. Ooh, able to take it out because this thing has absolutely garbage Yo defenses and then +1 Sheer Force Life Orb boosted. Definitely going to take that thing out. EQ does a heck of a lot. There goes the Haze, but it's already done too much. Dragon Dance up as they keep going for Haze. Really want to be +1 versus the Spectrier. I wonder, I guess maybe they didn't want to risk trying to kill it. I guess they didn't want to be in versus, in with Feraligatr versus Spectrier. That's fair. Bring out this thing. But then again, I feel like they could have, if the goal was to go on to this thing anyways, maybe it would have been better to just kill this and then you have Porygon for this reason. But you know, I'm just a Monday morning quarterback over here. Ooh, nice speed swap strat. So now you're actually a speed tie with him as they go for Disable. The Mental Herb, they're really coming through with this. Was that a... Please tell me that was a misclick. Somebody want to tell me what's going on here? Why they, Oh, that's why. Oh, my bad, my bad. They were predicting them to go... They wanted Recover to get disabled. They didn't want to get Shadow Ball disabled. That's fair. I understand. Good strat. Good strat. There's the Tri-Attack. Gets some powerful damage off. Yeah, this Porygon got some good team builders on our team. They really did the best they could to be able to counter Spectrier. Even though they were trying to, of course, counter our Porygon. So, yep, there's the Iron Head, as predicted. If you're going to run this thing, you got to run Iron Head. Ooh, get the 10% burn on Flare Blitz. That's crazy. That's a very rare burn you'll see. Because usually Flare Blitz kills. Jack Black over here with its 50% defense boost. Wicked Blow. Get crit. Of course, crit does not ignore burn. Earth Power, though, is able to take it out. Out comes this thing as you're locked in. But, they're trying to get something to come out. Just waiting on something to come out. This is kind of a stalemate here. Yeah, you're just getting yourself too low. Is it not better to... I guess... I don't know if that was... I mean, hey, maybe going for that was the best strat. I don't know. So out comes Pex as they go for the Tri-Attack. Get some more regen. Just about able to take out this Rotom Heat. There's the Pain Split, get nice and low. Ah, this is going to go on for a while. Maybe we should turn this on fast, huh? Maybe we should go hyper fast. Alright, do. Alright, back to normal as Spectrier is in. Get this Bedef drop. Did you go for... I don't think they ever got the... Oh, they did go for speed swap. That's why it's bedtime. So they are poisoned, unfortunately, into the tri-attack. I think I definitely would have gone for Shadow Ball there, personally. Yeah, this is tough, because now I think they just sub up forever. So Recover's disabled as they go for the speed swap, so now they can speed tie. Go for the Shadow Ball. Yeah, but at this point it's just about over. Or I wonder, is it a speed tie? Is that how it works? Or is it just... Oh man, yeah, that one toxic off. That is very unfortunate. Yeah, I wonder if it would have been better to try to keep the Nidoking around and go out into this. If he could have just recovered up. But what do I know? I'm a Monday morning quarterback. I wasn't there in the call. There was probably a strat to what they were doing. Alright, so here we are for the 6th game overall. So I don't think at this point we had Aerodactyl quite yet. I think it was just after this game when we realized we needed Aerodactyl at the end. So like I said, traded at the last minute. And looking at their team, look at all the speed. You got Deoxys speed, Cart, Lego, Zapdos is decently fast. Mega Garchomp, I guess you really have to Mega Evolve first turn. Then again, they didn't with Slowbro, did they? They kept that thing regen a little bit. Maybe they give him a little bit of slack on that, though. Either way, though, what does well? So Venusaur is not half bad. Neither is Megazard, if you can get it going. Well, actually, there's mainly just these EQ mods or Kartana if you get +1. But if it's Scarf Cart, you gotta be +2. So, lead off, Zapgort versus Wagugus Jr. out into the Heatran. Get the knockoff. Knock off those. Oh, a Shuka Berry. That's excellent. So now 1 EQ and it's done. Synchronize is of course going to fail. I'm pretty sure I was here for this game. This was after I was back, I think. Pangoroto comes in. Go for the Protect. Bullet Punch. Another Bullet Punch comes out into Earth Power. That's excellent. Yeah, I think I remember that. I can't remember if that was a misclick or if something happened. I just remember that being the best possible outcome, us getting rid of that. Though I think that us taking that chip might come back to bite us later, but we'll see. Skarm comes in on the EQ, that's perfect, as it goes for the Fire Blast with that attack boost. Goes for some nice spikes. I think, yeah, this is Fizz Def Skarm this time. But Skarm got up its spikes, so at this point, now that Pangoro's gone, you don't really need Skarm as much. It's just going to lose to all these special attackers either way. Moonblast, as they have this thing in. Bring out the Torkoal to try to get the sun up as they go for Recover. Now at this point we're thinking, what the heck is this Deoxys at? Because usually I'm just used to... Though Taunt is pretty standard in Recover, I think, too. But we were just expecting some hazards. But at this point they start Calm Minding, and this is when things start to get really scary. Because like, oh, this is no bueno, because all of our 2 threats are special attackers. I think this is the part where a Mega Charizard X might have come through here. As it goes for the knockoff, gets rid of those leftovers. Out comes the Torkoal. Goes for yet another Calm Mind. This is where things, like I said, are rid. Thankfully, though, the excellent team builders managed to put on Yawn onto the Torkoal. I'm not sure if we had Yawn up to this point. Yawn is always a good move, so I'm glad they put that on there. As now it is asleep. And it's just going to wait out those turns. So that's 1 sleep turn. But this thing is poisoned, so the best thing you can do is just try to knock this thing out. 2 turns of sleep. Just need 1 more for not to get Recover. That's 3 turns. As to get rid of this thing was so scary, I remember. And we're like, oh, thank goodness. We just needed those sleep turns to go away. But our problems aren't over yet. As I think at this point, someone had accidentally clicked the button when we were still thinking about our turn. It's okay though, things happen. But honestly, I wonder what we could have tried to switch into. Maybe we could have gone this or this. Were we Scarf? No, we were Protect, so we weren't Scarf. Because that's the thing, though. It gives it a free Beast boost, as you'll see. +1 to speed. So I'm not sure if we could have gone out into Torkoal, gotten up the Sun, and then gone Venusaur, and then tried to deal with it that way. So go for Protect to try to Scout, as they are Psychic. I'm like, ooh, yeah, that's definitely going to kill. I don't think the crit mattered from what we calced, or maybe it did. I don't remember it mattering too much. I remember if we had not taken the Bullet Punch damage, we would have lived that. I think our best play would have been to go out into Torkoal and then Venusaur maybe. That would have been our only other route, because at this point, this thing's able to go for a Meteor Beam. It's both Power Gem and Meteor Beam. Very unfortunate. At this point, this thing is +3 speed, +1 special attack. We were so afraid of the Deoxys, we forgot about what a threat in Helio could be. I forgot this thing even got Psychic. So we all just thought Nidoking could just deal with it. So we can just put this thing on fast. This is eventually going to come out. Oh yeah, that's right. We figured out that it didn't have Sludge Wave after all. So it's just going to keep going for... Alright, get the minus special attack drop. Now, I think we're going to put this on hyper fast, because at the end of the day, they have a Heatran. There's no way that they're going to lose this battle. As there it goes. Gortnite came through. So at this point, we had gotten in the Aerodactyl for the Tapu Koko, as they got a very scary team. Koko, Hydreigon, Corv, Gothitelle, Mega Blastoise, which cannot run Shell Smash, Diggersby, Vileplume, blah blah blah. Now at this point I was fully back, and I think we had actually ran through some more simulations like we did the first week, and did our best to try to counter team any potential Shadow Tag, Gothitelle, Choice Scarf nonsense. Let's see how this battle turned out. This was the last one of the regular season for us. So in comes the Gothitelle. Instantly switch out into Koko. We were running Scarf at this point, and we just tricked them a Choice Scarf now. Wait, this came up later. I just remember now that they were Choice Scarf, so maybe that would have come. You guys will see what I mean. I completely forgot that happened. So this thing is now super duper fast. As double out into Porygon, get the Torrent, as they're going to Mega Evolve. In testing, Wakwaken was easily able to deal with Mega Blastoise. Get a nice Poison off on the Goth, which has trapped the thing at this point. Goes for the Trick, which is fair. Go for a nice Psychic. So Gothitelle's done what we pretty much expected, which is tricked off the Eviolite from the Wakwaken, which we saw before with Landorus and Incarnate, and now once again it's probably not able to counter Mega Blastoise nearly as well now that it doesn't have a Eviolite. So they're able to get up rocks with Palisand, back out into Gothitelle, go for the Defog, but it is poisoned at least, so at least they got that off. Go for a Thunder Wave as well into a Brave Bird. And with that, this darn Gothitelle will finally stop becoming a nuisance in just a second. Go for the T-Bolt, to be expected. Able to get off a nice roost though. So ultimately, did not matter too much. Ice Beam comes out now, as lands the essential Toxic on the Mega Blastoise. Now this thing is on a timer, which otherwise could probably do a number on our team. Mega Launcher Wakwaken comes out, as this kind of tripped me up, because like I said, we've lost our Eviolite. We are Choice Scarf. We're locked into Recover at this point. That is all we can do. They are on a timer. I don't know why, if they didn't have Aura Sphere or what, they do reveal the rest. That is a big thing. It's like, oh snap, this thing's Rest Sleep Talk. This is not good. Infernape comes out. We are paralyzed. So best thing to do is just sack this thing off, make it take some Flare Blitz chip. Clef can now come in as the Corviknight comes out. Ironhead comes out. Go for the Flamethrower on this thing, doing a lot of damage. Really don't want to get flinched. We're already able to soft hold up, thankfully. Back out into Porygon, trace the pressure as they go for another Iron Head. Switch back out into Nidoking, because that's the only thing that can really offensively pressure this thing at this point. Go for a sub as they go for the Brave Bird. And it's like, well, we tried. Maybe they would switch out and maybe we can get some damage off while still behind a sub. But they did the sensible thing, and they did not want Nidoking behind a sub. And at this point, go for the Stone Edge. Only 25% because it's just a regular old Aerodactyl. So go out into Koko. As I think, I can't remember if this thing was, no, I think it was Dragon Dance, right? So go for the Wild Charge. And I can't remember if, was this with Googarary? Get a nice Wild Charge chip on that thing. Sack this thing off, because like I said, it's sacked off anyway. This thing's asleep, but it has been put to sleep for one turn. Palisand comes out. Another trick, finally get off that. Though at this point, it already has leftovers. I can't remember when that happened. Oh, that happened from the Koko. So it didn't matter too much there. I think we're just trying to get our Choice Scarf back or do something with that. Dragon Dance Upstore +1. Now the Stone Edge is really starting to hurt. I just need to hit one more as they go for Sleep Talk into rest, thankfully. Miss that Stone Edge as they wake up and go for Ice Beam. Where is your either Aura Sphere or Water move? You know, if you're not going to have Aura Sphere, you may as well have a Water move there, bud. As, I do wonder if it would have been better. I think I was calculating that EQ could have killed, or maybe it didn't, because I'm seeing 28 on my calculator, 28.66, if that's how the math works out. Maybe I'm wrong, remembering wrong. But Shadow Ball is able to kill that thing at that point, and it's Wagoogarary versus the world versus a Koko as they bring in Calm Mind. And at this point, they go for Taunt. Now, to them, this was a, what's it called? A throw. But from what we calced, I believe Wild Charge did 49 max or something like that. It shouldn't have killed. And, what's it called? Of course, I was calcing Jolly. Turns out that they were adamant, so it would have done a lot more. But I thought they would have been Jolly to speed tie with the Aerodactyl. But that's fair. So Moonblast is able to take out the Koko, which at that point, if they had gone for Wild Charge, then it would have set up the Infernape to come in and probably just Flare Blitz. So I think I see what they might have been putting down there. But at this point, I mean, it was so late in the game, you know, we needed to get some damage off and kill some of these things with our offensive Clef. This is actually a Life Orb Clef. Gunk Shot comes in and is able to easily take it out with Moonblast. And there's the final Moonblast. So yeah, we actually won our final game. Now, whether or not we threw or not, you know, ultimately I think at some point along the line, getting our Violite tricked was also crappy. Also, we missed the Stone Edge on the Blastoise because otherwise we would have been at full and would have been +1. But you know, these things happen, you know. At the end of the day, was all a very fun series, and I'm glad to have finally gotten all this recorded. You know, I keep my promises. And then we're going to be here for Scarlet and Violet. Hopefully getting some more Wi-Fi battles up soon. But yeah, hopefully you guys all enjoyed this. And then we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.